Let's see, angle you up here. Hey everybody, successes and failures. I have a shelf of successes. I've ported a lot of saws. Most of them are awesome. This one's awesome, or at least it was. I blew this saw up this week, guys. It was running good. I was super impressed. It had torque, horsepower, it pulled chain, it idled, it tuned well, and then it popped. So here we are. We're going to take this saw apart, and we're going to see what happened. I know what happened. Follow along and you'll see too. It hung a ring. It did. Just randomly, I checked the piston a couple times. It was fine. And then I guess she got good and hot and everything swelled enough and it hung a ring. So, should I quit? Nah. We did this. We went down this rabbit hole together, and I call this a success, other than, yeah, it did fail. What did I learn from this saw? 266 air cleaner, 100% can be modified to fit on there. A stock carb on this, a stock limited carb, will fuel, idle, tune correctly. You don't have to swap the carb on this. This thing was pulling major RPM with a stock limited carb and getting enough fuel. In fact, the metering lever, I put it a little high, and this thing was overfueling at idle. So there you go. That's a success. Is this thing too fast with a 99 exhaust roof? No. It wasn't over revving, and by over revving I mean 16,000, 17,000 RPM. Nope. It was, I didn't even get a chance to tack it yet, guys. It was pulling good, strong, 10,000, 10.5 in the cut. Wicked RPM. Wicked. Did it have torque? Yes, it had torque. Did it have horsepower? Oh yeah. I couldn't be happier with this build. The reeds, stock reeds, will fuel, idle, and come down from high RPM and settle. They open quickly stock, so that means they're doing this when you blip the throttle. This saw did everything a normal ported saw did. Again, more successes. What happened? Let's pull her over. What happened? Here, let's get you in here. There you go. It caught a ring. Some of you guys said it might. Some of you said it would. I agree. I agreed the whole time that it might. And it did. The exhaust bridge is very small in a homelight, and it's right in the center. Max and that have two. Two will usually work. One, this one did work till it didn't. That's okay, guys. The whole time I built this, I was saying. So, where do we go from here? Let's build another one. I have to find another top end. Or another donor saw. Maybe I'll find a better condition saw than this one. This one's a beater. It really is. It looks decent on film. It's a beater. It's got dents and dings, missing fasteners, incorrect fasteners. It's got stripped holes. It's a beater, like 100% a $10 turd, and that's what I paid for it, $15. What did I learn from this? All kinds of good things that you guys can use if you want to port a homelight. Okay, I learned so much from this. It still has compression, which is funny, but yet the ring's completely toast on the bottom. The stock clutch will hold the RPM, will hold the extra power. Just all kinds of good things were learned from this build, guys. I'm showing you this because if you port saws, you're gonna blow up a saw once in a while, or twice in a while. Sometimes you're gonna be on a bad run of saw builds. It happens. Anybody who builds saws will blow up saws. Unless, I mean, you're going to blow up stock saws. If you keep your builds, you know, in the very safe zone, most of the time you're going to be fine. If you turn a saw up like this, it's going to blow up sometimes. You have to be prepared to blow saws up to learn, to take it farther. As far as I know, porting homelites, I don't know anybody that does. It's uncharted territory. That's why I chose to port homelites. A lot of guys blew up saws before we had our safe numbers, or what you can do, our safe RPM ranges, what carbs work. A lot of guys blew up saws so that we could get to here. So if I have to blow up a saw once in a while to get good data and good info, I'm going to do that. To those of you who said that don't take the bridge out, I agreed with you, but I had to try. I know that sounds silly. I had to see. I wanted to get as much heat out and have as much exhaust out as possible. These things run hot. This thing didn't seem to run too hot though, so it restarted quite easily. It tuned very well, and it pulled chain hard. For a 58cc saw, this thing was an absolute monster. So there you go, guys. I'm going to build another one of these. This isn't a failure completely. It's a success on a lot of levels. I know so much more now over the last month when I've been building this saw than I did when I started. So we will do a failure analysis on this saw. I am going to need a new cylinder because I can't run it without the bridge. The bridge didn't break off or anything. I think I just pretty much wiped the piston. So I am going to need a new cylinder and a new piston. I'll have to have a look and see if I can find one local or online. And I was prepared for that. I honestly was. And we'll go from there. We are going to build this saw again with an exhaust bridge. We are going to modify the piston to carry more oil under the exhaust bridge. That is something we're going to do the next one. We're going to do a double exhaust port. We will raise it to the same numbers, 99 on the exhaust with this. I left the transfers the same height as stock. I cut 30 thousandths off the base of the cylinder, 25,000 squish, and hogged out the lower transfers. I did no upper transfer work of any kind. So now to the entertaining part. Those of you that made it 8 minutes, I like to reward you. Here's a video of me tuning this saw, getting it ready. I was going to put a bigger bar on it and go cut wood. I was so sure. I'd looked at the piston. It was fine. The rings were fine. I thought it was good to go. And then I put it in a bigger piece of wood and put it under some good load. And as you can see, boom, pop goes the weasel. That's how she goes, guys. Some saws will blow up on the bench. I was talking to a fella this morning who said he ported a saw and it blew up on the bench, but he ported it super warm. Well, that's what I did with this. I wouldn't make this any hotter than it is because of the bottom end constraints, the bearing size and the size of the crankshaft. So, to be continued. I'll post the video of me running this saw at the end, or maybe I'll post it at the beginning. I haven't decided yet. I got nothing to hide here. We successfully ported a homelight. It successfully ran for a while, a tank of fuel basically, and then it popped. It is what it is, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of thing. If you hate to see an old classic blown up, so do I. I hate it as much as anybody. But this saw was sitting under a bench for 20 years, neglected. It's missing parts. I gave it a new life, and I will put another top end on this thing and make it rock and roll. So, as far as I can tell right now, the bottom end did not fail. The top end failed. I caught a ring. We knew we might do that, didn't we? We talked about it all through this build. So, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody that comments. Thanks to everybody that chatted with me during this build. I enjoyed every moment of it. I learned so much. A lot of you guys know your stuff. The more I know, the less I know. And in this case, the more I know, the more I know. This thing was awesome. Incredible stuff, guys. These can be ported. And, you know, today was a failure. Tomorrow will be a success. That's how you got to look at building saws. You're going to blow some up once in a while. You just are. I'm sorry. You just are. You're going to rebuild saws and blow them up. You're going to port saws and blow them up. That's just the way it goes, guys. And that's why I'm showing this. I port saws all the time. When I'm not working or doing yard work, I'm in this shop porting saws and building saws. Once in a while, one blows up. You hope that you know why, and you hope you didn't make a mistake. I know why this blew up. It hung a ring. Was it a mistake? No. It was an R&D saw. If it would have, the problem is with this is if it would have worked, I would have been like, see, you can take the exhaust bridge out. I didn't know that from the start, so that's why I was like, we shouldn't have done this, but let's try it. Maybe I do another one and the exhaust bridge is fine. We don't know. We just don't know. But I'm probably not going to do that again in a homelight. In a McCulloch, yep, I would take the exhaust bridge out. In a lot of old saws, I'll take it out. This one, no, the exhaust port's too wide. And I just proved my hypothesis. I would have liked to have disproved it, but that's all she goes, guys. Just want you guys to have another good... See, she just nipped the ring. Bottom one got nipped and top one. The cylinder might still be good, but I won't... It's no good, right? The bridge obviously is not happy, so... if you guys are interested, I can do a failure analysis, or if you want me to move on to something else. I got lots of content planned. I got parts to ship for a subscriber. I got saws that are going to be coming in the mail. This is great. A lot of you guys are helping me out behind the scenes. I appreciate all of you. I'll have to ask any one of you that helped me if I can use your name on video. I'd like to say thank you to everybody that helps me. Some people give me info. Some people would like to share parts with me. Some people are offering me saws. That's awesome. I appreciate it. The only way I can keep this channel going is with you guys helping out. And the best way for you guys to help me is your knowledge. I really need it sometimes, a lot of times. And, you know, guys offering me saws, that's great. That really, really helps. It helps the channel. It helps the community. It helps the information flow. That's what this channel's about. And that's what we're going to keep doing here. And sometimes we're going to turn a saw up really hot and it's going to blow up. That's the way she goes. That's the way she goes in my world. There you go. Successes and failures. This saw is still a great success. And it is a failure. Some people aren't going to look at it that way. That's okay. We're all different. We all have different opinions. I'm happy I did this. I wouldn't change a thing about it, because the only way I know if I can take an exhaust bridge out in a homelight is to take the exhaust bridge out. You can't on this one. The 922 that's behind me, I should measure that exhaust and see if we can take that bridge out. I probably won't. I want to know what that 922 will do ported now. This thing's a freaking monster. It pulls the snot out of a chain. And it's only 58 cc's. There you go, guys. I get knocked down, but I'll be back with another one. As always, thanks for watching. Take her easy. Well, I think we just blew her up. There you guys go. Homelight. We're going to have to do a failure analysis.